Are you ready to take your message, your business, and your life to the next level?
Want to learn from someone with more than a decade of experience, training tens of thousands of people from all around the world?
Hi, Cliff. This is Pauline from Auckland, New Zealand.
John from Calgary, Alberta.
Amy Porterfield.
Michael Hyatt.
Dan here from Dunedin, New Zealand.
Ray Edwards.
Mark Mason.
Mike Stelzner.
Pat from Smart Passive Income.
It's Darren from Melbourne, Australia.
Whether you're looking to launch a podcast or build an online business that allows you to do the work you love,
You've come to the right place. Podcast Answer Man presents The Cliff Ravenscraft Show.
Now, here's your host, Cliff Ravenscraft.
That's right, my friends. Welcome to episode number 535, but welcome back to the show, the podcast devoted to helping you become more of who you were created to be. And today I am super stoked because we are going to upgrade your impact and influence in the world through your business. And we're going to do that as a result of, the same way that I did it. And that is by having a little bit of time here and there with my great friend, Ray Edwards. Ray, welcome back to the Cliff Ravenscraft Show.
Thank you, Cliff. I am so jazzed to be here. I was so delighted when I got your message. It said, you want to be on the show? I was like, yes, I will change my entire schedule to be on the show.
And not only just changing your entire schedule during any normal time in your life, but you happen to be going through a massive product launch right now.
Yes.
And for anybody who has ever done a massive product launch, Jeff Walker style, then you know exactly how busy Ray's schedule is today. But thank you, Ray, for making the time here.
Well, it's my pleasure, my honor.
All right, so no beating around the bush. I'm just going to be straightforward, tell you guys right at the front. Some of you out there have an incredible amount of experience, education, expertise, and you just have the most incredible value to offer to people's lives, whether it be through your consulting work that you do, through the coaching and mentoring that you do, through the digital one-off products and services, the webinars that you offer, the online courses or membership programs that you have. You have something of incredible value that will radically improve the lives of those who purchase your products or services. However, the problem is that I know from experience, you don't have an education, a great deal of experience, or what you need to effectively communicate through a sales and marketing process, how to effectively sell people or to persuade people to buy your products. And I know this because, well, I've experienced it myself. I've made so many mistakes. And by the way, I just want you to know, I have not yet mastered the art of crystal clear copywriting myself, but I will tell you that I am in the ongoing perpetual process of mastering the art of crystal clear copywriting. You see, Ray, my sales pages, my emails sent to my email lists, and my just one-off live videos here and there, my communication and podcast episodes when I wanted to market my products and services, I felt like, you know what? As long as I'm passionate and jazzed and I'm excited and I bring enough enthusiasm, I could just get out there and tell people what I have to offer and they're just going to want to buy it. Which, by the way, has had some results for me, some good results. But there's nothing like the results that I got after coming to have a relationship with you and learning about what copywriting is and how to do it effectively. And through our relationship over the years, my financial income has gone through the roof because I have learned so many things about this art of crystal clear copywriting. So, Ray, with that being said, we're going to encourage people here today to make a decision. And my audience knows that by making a decision, you are not going to try to become a better copywriter. You are not going to attempt it. You are making the decision that there is no other possibility. You're killing every other option other than the outcome that I will become a master of the art of crystal clear copywriting. And we're going to help them make that decision today because there are 5 benefits that they will get if they do so. So Ray, take it from there, my friend.
Well, I'm so excited by the level of passion that you bring to this subject because I feel this level of passion myself. And I get so heartbroken when I just was talking to a bunch of my students this week. I had open office coaching calls. And one student in particular had this great product to offer. She had something that was going to change the lives of people, that was going to make a huge difference in the lives of women all across the world. And I knew from talking to her for 5 minutes and looking at her website that she had a huge challenge in front of her. And that was her communication skills sucked. She was so all over the map. She was so unclear about what she was saying. She was losing people in the first 2 or 3 sentences that came out of her mouth or that spilled off of her website. So my belief is no matter what you're doing, if you have any kind of mission, if you have anything to say or to sell that is important to you or to other people, then you must master the art of crafting crystal clear copy. And as you said, there are 5 benefits we're going to talk about today. There are more, but these are the 5 main benefits that I believe bring the most power to your copy and the most results. And benefit number 1 of crystal clear copy is my firm belief that the quality of your life will rise or fall to meet the clarity of your communication.
What does that mean?
If you can't be clear, you will not get your point across. People will not listen to you. Our mutual friend, Donald Miller, says, if you confuse them, you lose them. And most people are confusing the audience they're trying to talk to. And the metaphor that I love that illustrates this very well is, imagine that you have a big idea you want to convey to somebody. Like maybe you want to convey to somebody the idea that they need to take every area of their life to the next level.
Sounds interesting. I like that.
They need to set free the dream that's inside of them. That's a big idea. Now imagine you hand that to them in the physical form of a bowling ball. It's hefty. It's important. They can feel the importance of it. And then while they're holding and looking at their beautiful new bowling ball, you say, but there's something else. And you describe another bowling ball and you hand that one to them. And by the time you hand them the 3rd or 4th bowling ball, they drop all the balls and they walk away because they're tired, they're confused, they don't know what to pay attention to. If you confuse them, you lose them. You need to be crystal clear and have one most desired outcome for every communication you have with your customers, with your friends, with your family members, with people in your community. Every communication you have is copy.
Wait a second.
Communication.
You said one crystal clear outcome. One.
Yes.
But Ray, there's in this communication, I want to give them a bunch of options. Aren't options good?
The confused mind decides nothing. There are controlled, peer-reviewed studies that demonstrate the more choices that are put in front of a person, the less likely they are to choose anything. And you reach a certain level of saturation of choice where people simply turn off their decision maker and turn their attention to something else.
And attention today is definitely much more difficult to get because, well, it's harder to reach people if you are on Facebook pages today than ever before. And no, even in Facebook groups, they're getting less and less reach. I have some friends in my Next Level Mastermind who have groups in excess of 20,000 members in their Facebook groups.
Oh, my.
And actually, one of them just broke 100,000 members in their Facebook group. And you know their number one pain is the fact that when they go live, they're reaching just a very tiny fraction of those people in the news feed. And when they get that attention, it's a huge deal, and it's amazing how many of them blow. I've been watching some live streams from some of my friends, and I see some of the things that they're trying to sell. And there's one particular instance where a friend of mine was marketing a membership program, and she didn't even mention that it was a membership program. It was called something else, which I was confused of what the heck that would mean. And not only that, but there was, okay, it's like you have this, But here's what you're going to get. If you sign up today, you're going to get a discussion group, a private forum. You're going to get weekly calls, and you're going to get these other webinars and some of these other things. And this is what you're going to get, and it's going to be this. But it just didn't communicate clearly what it is I'm signing up for and how is this going to benefit me. On my end of it.
We all fall victim to this. I have fallen victim to it recently myself. I was constructing an offer and I added so many things on the offer that finally, when I had an outside pair of eyes look at the offer, he said, "Ray, what are you selling? I don't even know what the point is." And it was a smack myself in the forehead moment and realized this is what I teach. You must be crystal clear, have one most desired outcome for every communication. And if you do that, you'll always get your point across. And the good news is it's a lot easier to have just one point. And think about the people we know and are influenced by at the highest level. They convey the simplest messages.
Yep.
Dave Ramsey, Dan Miller, Tony Robbins, and this is going to cause some controversy, but President Donald Trump, regardless of what you think about him, his messaging is very simple. You know where he stands. And that's one of the keys to why he is where he is today. I'm not getting into a value discussion about right or wrong or good or bad. I'm just saying his communication was powerful.
Dude, the guy had crystal clear copywriting. His campaign was a masterful expression of crystal clear copywriting.
Yes. So if that guy annoys you, the way to get back at him is to get crystal clear in your communication of your message.
Exactly. And so benefit number one is that it increases the quality of your life. In what way? I mean, you'll obviously have more sales, right?
Well, more sales,
okay,
better relationships, better conversations, better friendships, better physical fitness. The reason is the more clear you can become in your communication, the more of the desired outcomes you want in your life you're going to receive. And it segues into benefit number two, which is clearly communicating your message is necessary. Hear that again. It's necessary to be the fullest expression of who God created you to be. And the first person you must communicate clearly with is yourself.
Explain.
So many of us are bombarded by signals that we receive from our parents, from television, from movies, from academia, from modern culture, from our friends, from people in our church, and they're conflicting ideas. They're conflicting pieces of different worldviews. We have not consciously assembled how we think about the world. And so we communicate to ourselves really in a kind of a schizophrenic way. We communicate things to ourselves like, look before you leap, and he who hesitates is lost. Well, that creates an internal values conflict, and now it's like we're trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brakes because we have not taken the time to communicate clearly with ourselves about what the world means and what we're supposed to do about it. So this is the way the human mind works. We get input, we see, touch, taste, hear, feel things, and we have to immediately make one decision, which is, what is this? Which is quickly followed by the second decision, which is, what do I need to do about it? And that sounds very basic, but once you begin to look at your life through that lens and you figure out what things mean and what you need to do about them, you can begin to communicate to yourself very clearly about what you need to do next.
I love this. And the way that I abbreviated benefit number two for myself, I said fullest expression of yourself. And I love how you said that before we can communicate with more clarity with other people, we have to actually get the language clear for ourselves. We have to do some soul searching. And this is what I love about especially everyone listening to this show who has a business, is that they have a business because they want to take what they're gifting, their talents, what they feel called to do in this world, and influence and impact people's lives for the better. That is the overwhelming majority of my audience. And what you're doing is you're asking I'm going to put myself in here as a student of what Ray has taught over these years that I've known him, is what is it that drives me to create these products and services? It's not what features am I offering, because I used to do that too. I used to, hey, sign up for this and you'll get this deliverable, you'll get this deliverable, you'll get this deliverable. and Ray's like, but why are you delivering those? And it's like, okay. Here's the thing. What is it that I want to do? I want to help change your beliefs about who you are and what you're able to achieve. I want to help you break free from limiting beliefs that are keeping you from living the life you were called to live. I want to help you set and learn how to achieve every goal you ever set for yourself. I want to help you break through the pattern of not sabotage. I want to help you break free from the pattern of procrastination. I want to help you to master your body, your physical body. These are the things I want to encourage, motivate, and inspire people to do. And so with anything that I do now, I realize that it's the things that I most feel called to do in the world, to the change that I want to create in the lives of those that I work with. This language is the fullest expression of myself. And by getting clear on who I am and how and what I'm delivering to others as far as benefit, transformation, what I want to achieve as the outcome of any product or service I have, then all of a sudden I'm able to express the benefits that you are going to receive. One of the mistakes I used to make in my sales messages is, hey guys, I want to offer this program. And you know what I realized, Ray? Is like, nobody cares what I want. You know, it's like, oh, I want to sign up to pay Cliff money so that he can have what he wants.
I woke up this morning just wondering, what does Cliff Ravenscraft want from me?
And how can I pay for what Cliff wants? So, and I'm telling you that as much as I've even learned about all this process, I created a first draft of the sales video for the Free the Dream conference a couple months ago. And I put it up there. It's like, this is my dream. This is what I'm doing. It's like, people are like, did you forget everything that Ray taught you? And I'm like, by the way, that's Dan Miller said that. But he was so right. I'm like, oh gosh, you're so right. This is so bad. And I'm like, okay, Ray, let's get together. I want to master this thing. So yes, the fullest expression of myself, I'm able to get clear about what it is that I want, who it is that I am, what do I have to offer to the world, and how am I going to transform other people's lives, and how am I going to help solve their problems, their pains, give them solutions, and then it becomes all about them. And matter of fact, I've actually crafted a couple sales messages lately that have absolutely no discussion whatsoever about how it's getting delivered. It's just, do you want this? Of course you do. And they go and buy.
Yes, because that's what they're buying. They're buying the transformation. And what's so important about, you mentioned earlier that in the past, you've gotten by on sheer enthusiasm.
Yes.
And being jazzed. That works. But it works so much better when you can focus that enthusiasm through the lens of clarity.
Yes.
And this is why people get frustrated with me when I'm teaching them how to write copy. And I start with, okay, let's start with this. Why are you here? Well, I'm here to learn copy. No, I mean, why are you in the world?
Yep.
Why do you exist? And I have something called, I'll just do this real quickly. It'll take me 10 seconds. I call it the M5 framework. It is, you start with meaning, like, what are you? Who are you? Why are you here? And what does life mean? Then you can decide on what your mission is. Like, so how do I live out who I am? You want to encourage people and set free their dream and liberate them from their limiting beliefs and free them from procrastination. Those are all parts of your mission that spring from the meaning that you derive out of life, the purpose that you have in life. That's your mission. And that could change from time to time, but the purpose that you have doesn't ever change. I don't believe. That's my personal belief. And then comes messaging. And oddly enough, people don't even want to start there. They want to start at step 4, which is marketing. That's where they want to start.
Yes.
And you're like, but why are you here? I don't want to waste time with that. I just want to get to marketing. Well, we don't even know what you're marketing yet. And the last thing is money. So it goes meaning, mission, message, marketing, and money. But back to being clear, you got to start by being clear with yourself. And when you're clear with yourself, what your purpose is, what your mission is, how you're going to live that out, then you can communicate it to other people. And if you're enthusiastic, you don't even have to write things out. A lot of times you can just think about your meaning and your mission, and the enthusiasm wells up and the message pours out of you because you know what you're after.
And I love that. From this point forward, once I got clarity in this area, what I have found is that my sales copy, emails that I send to my list, my sales pages on my website, the things that I say about products and services that I have in my podcast episodes and in my live streams and all of these other things that I'm creating, what I've found is that the fullest expression of who I am comes through crystal clear in my messaging.
Yes, but to be the fullest expression, you have to know who you are.
Exactly.
And I'll just tell you this. Once you made that distinction, once you went through the year of identity and you made that distinction about who you are and why you're here and what you bring to the world, you went from being my dear friend whom I love to help with this copy to being my dear friend whose copy I now study. And I say, oh, he did this so well. I love this. I love the way he did that. That's the path of mastery, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Benefit number 3 of writing crystal clear copy. When your copy is crystal clear, your message gets the attention from those who most need to hear the message and the understanding that it deserves. Now, think about that. If what you're doing is important, if it changes lives, if it benefits people, your message deserves to get attention from those people. I believe you have a duty, a sacred duty, to learn to communicate clearly enough that the people who need the message receive it.
So it's important. First of all, it is important for us to absolutely be convinced that we deserve the attention that we're getting from people.
Yes.
It is. We are worthy of their attention. The things that we have been put on this earth to do are important. There are works that we've been created for that are set in motion for us before we were put on this earth. I'm absolutely convinced of that. And we deserve the attention of others. But they deserve to understand what we're saying when we get that attention. Ray, are you there?
Now you're back. I lost you for a moment.
Oh, okay. I thought that what I just said was so freaking profound that I had stunned you to silence.
Let's pretend that's what happened. But what did you say?
Okay, so I have no idea. No, I do know. Here's what I said. So we absolutely deserve to get the attention of other people. I believe that we were put on this planet for a purpose. We were created to do great things that were set in motion before we ever landed here. All right? And so we absolutely are worthy of the attention of others. We deserve the attention of others. But those people that we get their attention, they absolutely deserve to understand what it is we're offering.
Absolutely. That is so important. And if you struggle with this idea that you deserve the attention, I would point you to an episode of my podcast. It's at rayedwards.com/322. It's called Are You Important? It addresses the question of, do you think you're important? Are you important enough to get other people's attention, to deserve other people's attention? So let's assume that you're there. You understand you deserve their attention, and they deserve your best expression of your meaning, your message, what you bring to the world as value. And the question becomes, how do I communicate to people in the most effective way? And you touched on it just a few moments ago when you said you have sold things recently without even talking about what the deliverables are. You just talked about the outcome. That's because you were speaking to the emotional core of the person. There's a saying, I don't know who originally said this, but it's stay in your head and you're dead. Speak to my heart, now we can start.
Ooh, I like that.
And we want to get in our heads, especially us entrepreneurial types. We stack the logic, the benefits, the features, the value, the ROI. But what really moves people is the emotion. Even there are studies that have shown that even the purchase of corporate jets are decided primarily based on the emotion of the person making the decision. All the numbers and the graphs and the spreadsheets, that's all rationalizing that comes later. And rationalizing, as we all know, consists of rational lies. Justify our emotions.
Exactly. I know for a fact I know for a fact that when I buy my first, and I notice I said first, when I buy my first corporate jet, I know it's going to be an emotional experience.
Oh, of course it is. It's going to be overwhelmingly. I want to be there.
Awesome. Cool. You will be there. I'll make sure of it.
I'm so excited. We could get our friend Brian to fly it.
Yes. Oh, that would be so cool. All right, Brian, are you in? Okay, he said yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he prayed about it. He said yes.
All right, so benefit number 1, just for a little bit of repetition here. Repetition is the is the mother of skill. All right, so quality of your life is going to improve, not to mention the quality of the lives of those who you serve.
Yes.
You will begin to understand first and foremost the fullest expression of who you are, and you'll be able to communicate that clearly to others, which is going to be where you're going to be able to impact them the most. You're going to get people's attention, and you're going to learn how to get those people to understand what it is that you have to offer, and it's not a bunch of features.
Absolutely, and it's not logic. You've got to have some logic in there just to make it legal, but you've got to speak to their emotions. Just remember, stay in your head, you're dead. Speak to my heart. Now we can start.
All right, what's benefit number 4?
Crystal clear copy is the primary tool that helps you render more value.
And I'm sorry, go ahead. Start this. I did not mean to cut you off. I did not know that I was cutting. Read the entire thing, and then we're going to talk about the upgrade to this.
It's the primary tool. Crystal clear copy is the primary tool that enables you to render more value to the people you serve. Much of the value of anything comes from the story that is crafted around it. The more we know and love and believe the story, the more value we receive from the thing we're experiencing.
All right. So we talked about the fact that that crystal clear copy, mastering the art of crystal clear copywriting, it's going to help us render more value. But you said we're going to upgrade this. It's actually going to render the most value. So you read that, but tell my heart what that means.
If you know something as a fact and you have intellectual assent to that fact, such as, I know that I should eat within a certain calorie limit and keep my weight at a certain range so that I'll be healthy. We all know that fact, but yet we don't all follow through on it. Why? Because emotionally we don't connect with it because we don't have a story that motivates us. If the story we have that motivates us is, well, I have to take care of my body and eat a certain way and exercise a certain way because if I don't, I'll become fat and gross and disgusting and my arteries will clog up and I'll have cancer and I'll die. And I'll leave my grandkids without a grandparent and I won't have a legacy for my family. I'll be a horrible example for other people. I can't live with myself if I behave that way. Now, is that true? That's a story that I can tell myself about my health. Somebody once said, the story of your life is not the truth. It's not your life. It's just your story. So the corollary to that, I think, is if you don't like what's happening in your life or in your business, then change the story. Tell a true story that moves people, that enables you to render more value because people value what you have more.
So benefit number 4 of mastering the art of crystal clear copywriting is the fact that you'll become a better storyteller. And as a better storyteller, learning how to effectively use story in your copy, you will render the most value possible to people because you will be able to communicate in such a way that is going to reach them, that will not only tell them what it is they're going to offer, but how that fits in to their story.
And not only how it fits into their story, but it fuels their story.
I love that.
It supports their belief. It stokes the fires of passion that cause them to change their behavior.
I love it. Cool. All right. And then number 5, the 5th benefit of crystal clear copywriting. And this is the one I'm most excited about. No, that's not true. I will tell you that number 2 is the one that I'm most excited about. I have, as a result of all of this process, I most enjoy the fullest expression of myself. That is what I love the most.
Yes, I love that you recognize that. It's so important.
But I will tell you, I absolutely love benefit number 5. Tell us about benefit number 5.
This is the one that everybody thinks of first when they hear about copywriting. They think, well, it's a way to make more money. Well, yes. If you master crystal clear copy, you will enjoy more financial prosperity. But, and you'll enjoy prosperity in every area of your life if and when you apply crystal clear communication to all those areas. In other words, yes, you'll make more sales, you'll make more profits, you'll have more money, you'll have more financial resources to build the house you want, to build the life you want, to do the travel you want to do, to give to charities that you want to give to support causes you want to support, to leave a legacy for your children. You'll have all those financial prosperity benefits. And you'll also learn to communicate with yourself in such a way that you become healthier, that you become closer to God. When you can communicate to yourself the meaning that you derive from your relationship with God deepens just like it does with another human being. So your faith, I talk about 7 life zones. I think there are 7 zones of life that are most important to us. They are faith, And I believe they're in this order: faith, fitness, family, fun, friends, finance, and fulfillment. Every one of those areas is affected by your ability to craft crystal clear copy, because the copy for yourself communicates to you why you need to be healthy, why you need to have a great relationship with God, how you relate to your family, how you communicate with your family. I mean, think about it. If you could communicate more effectively to your family, if you could learn how to speak to them in a way that was meaningful to them, that touched them at their emotional core, so that they're motivated to listen to what you have to say and be affected and impacted by it, would that make your relationship with your family better? Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. And it's not manipulation, it's care. It's take the time to understand what's important to your wife.
Yes.
To really get inside of her world and think about how she views things, how she feels about things, and communicate to her that you understand that. Is not only is it powerful, not only is it helpful, it touches her heart.
Ray, can I tell a story?
Yes.
All right. So prior to September/October of last year, a majority of my income came in as a result of one particular stream of income, and it was called Podcasting A to Z. It was a product that I felt like for me to be able to deliver value, I had to give people unlimited access to me for 4 weeks. And I would answer every single question they could ever ask me. And that's how I would deliver value to them. And it was all about the feature, is that feature, and it was this. And there was just this promised transformation. By the end of the 4 weeks, you will have a podcast. But the thing is I successfully sold that for years. In fact, I sold 32 4-week sessions of Podcasting A to Z. I shut it down right before I got to $1 million in sales. Just before. However, what I can tell you is that my life, while I was consistently, communicating the marketing of that, which was not as effective as it could have been, it was so much more effective near the end of the run of Podcasting A to Z. But what happened was I decided to completely eliminate more than 80% of my income and move into something new, something I've never done before, something that people weren't expecting. And today, I have one stream of income that is responsible for a current majority of my income, although there are some other streams of income that are already vying for that number one spot. But here's what I can say is that as a result of getting crystal clear about who I am, the fullest expression of myself, getting out there and communicating how I'm going to benefit people's lives. Not what features am I giving them, but what transformation am I absolutely going to deliver in their life. I then was able to get their attention. I was able to communicate in a way that every single person clearly understood what it was that I was offering. And it was rendering the most value I've ever given to any client ever up to this point. And I have been enjoying prosperity. Within 3 months of launching a brand new stream of income, it has already replaced Podcasting A to Z. And for that one stream of income, I only have to work 1 day a week for up to between 3 to 5 hours on Wednesdays. I literally could take every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday off. I want to say that again. I am at the place right now where I could take every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off in my business.
Wow.
And there have been a couple weeks that I have done so just because I can. And let me tell you, it's not the financial prosperity alone. Yes, I have some financial prosperity as a result of as my continuing process in mastering the art of crystal clear copywriting. But I am experiencing prosperity in my marriage, in my relationship with my children. I am experiencing prosperity in my friendships, my relationships with my closest and dearest friends. I am experiencing prosperity in how I am serving others, those who are paying me and those who are not paying me. I have more freedom and flexibility and margin to deliver to them the benefits that are the fullest expression of who I am in this world. And I am absolutely loving it. prosperity. That's what it means to me.
And that is a great explanation. It's a very crystal clear explanation of what can happen when you get the skill of crafting crystal clear copy, starting with the copy you write for yourself and then the way you communicate with others. And this is what I teach. This is why I'm passionate about this subject. I got started, Cliff, in this because I just wanted to make a buck. Long time ago, I realized copywriting is the way to make more money faster. And that's still true. But as with many things, as with any craft, the deeper you go, the deeper you find the well is. And the deeper I've gone, the more I realize this communication thing, I mean, God chose to speak to the human race through a book, through the word. Now, you may or may not believe that, but it's a prevalent enough idea that we're all familiar with it. Why? Because words create worlds. And
yes.
if you want to change your world, change your words, and that means learning to craft crystal clear copy.
All right.
You must do it.
Absolutely must do it. Here's the thing I know, I'm working, mentoring, and coaching a lot of people who are making the transition or on the journey of transition from full-time lifetime spent as an employee. Let me clearly communicate that effectively. I have been mentoring and coaching people who have lived a lifetime as an employee, and I've been coaching and mentoring them through the process, the transition into full-time self-employment in their own profitable, successful business, where they're able to fully express who they are and who they were created to be in the world and what they were created to do in this world. And in the process of doing this, I realized that so many of those people simply do not have the same training in the sales and marketing aspects that I have had the privilege of having as a result of 12 years as an insurance agent. And we all know the importance of investing in ourselves. And it's very clear that there is a lot to learn when it comes to copywriting. Now, I've had the benefit and the privilege of having the master of copywriting as my closest, best personal friend in the world. All right. Now, not everybody has a Ray Edwards in their life, but they can.
Yes.
Tell us how.
We have a school. It's called the Copywriting Academy.
How long has it been in existence, Ray?
For just since 2015. And we set this school up so that you could learn the art and craft of writing crystal clear copy. First and foremost, our focus is on selling your products and services. But as soon as you get into the classes, you begin to realize, oh, there's so much more here that we're talking about. And we've touched on a lot of it today. This is a unique interview. I haven't had this kind of interview about this school with anybody else until now. And I'm sure other people are going to hear this and they're going to be saying, I want the kind of interview you did with Cliff. This is the school that will teach you how to communicate your message, your meaning, your mission with the clarity and focus that will draw people to you and allow you to experience prosperity in the way that we've just been discussing, whatever that means to you. And starting with selling more of your stuff, more of your products, your services, whatever you sell, getting more of your message across. Anything you have to say or sell will help you do more of it more elegantly at a higher level through the Copywriting Academy. It's an 8-week program. We walk you step by step in, some people will say, excruciating detail about every facet of this. You don't have to do it all at once. We start with a quick start module that'll help you get some copy crafted that you can do probably in an afternoon and make some money that week. I have one student named Ernie Svensson. He's an attorney. We call him Ernie the attorney. He came up with it, so it's okay. But Ernie took the template from that first lesson and just really filled in the blanks and brought in $14,000 the first week, which was the most money he'd ever made through an online promotion. So I can't promise you that that'll happen for you. Obviously, I don't know you or your situation, but I do know that I can teach you the best that I know that's worked for me and my clients. I've helped contribute to creating over $300 million worth of sales of products and services online. I know a thing or two that I think could probably help you.
I absolutely agree. I will tell you that I have been granted access to this course because I've been an affiliate for it ever since it first launched. And of course, I've also had the personal follow-up and friendship with you to help expedite and grow this thing. The one thing I can say is that since 2015, since you started to introduce even the pastor formula to me, I can definitely attribute at least $500,000 in additional income in the last 2 years as a result of the more powerful, crystal clear copywriting that I've done in communicating my products and services to others.
Wild thing, that makes my heart sing.
So real quickly, I want people to know before they even hit a landing page or anything like that, the cost of this product is $19.99, but you will if you have a product, we started off this, who is it that we're talking to? Who is this intended for? It's for those of you who have a product or service that's based upon your years of experience, your knowledge, your wisdom, your gifts, your talents, the things that you have to offer in this world. And you are offering the consulting, the coaching, the digital products, the online courses, all of the things that you have to offer that are available for purchase or will soon be available for purchase that are going to impact and influence people's lives with what it is that you are creating or have created. And I can tell you right now, $2,000 going through this 8-week program, all of the materials that are in it, it will radically transform the way that you communicate who you are, what your products and services are, and how it will absolutely benefit people's lives. You'll be able to get people's attention, and they will be able to understand what it is that you have to offer, and they will want to buy your products and services if they are indeed your ideal customer who God put you on this earth to reach in the first place.
Well said. That was great copy right there, Cliff.
Thank you. So with that, my friends, I want to encourage you. The shopping cart goes live for the purchase of Ray's course Monday, February 19th, and it will be open all the way through Friday, February 23rd. Now, first of all, I want to just say this. There are some of you who are listening to this after Friday, February 23rd. And if that's the case, I want you to email me, cliff@cliffravenscraft.com, and I want you to put in the subject line, Copywriting Academy. And then just put a little note, Cliff, let me know the next time that Copywriting Academy is alive. And I will personally let you know the next time you can purchase it. But for those of you who have the privilege and honor of hearing this message, this podcast episode right here, right now, as we are publishing it, if you are hearing this message between now, which is Friday, February 16th, through Friday the 23rd, 2018, I want you to go to thecliffravenscraftshow.com/copy or cliffravenscraftshow.com/copy. Or if you can't spell my name, go to clifflink.com/copy. One of those three things are going to take you to the sales page where I want to encourage you to go, click the register button, buy this course, and go through the 8 weeks worth of modules so that you will learn how to master the art of crystal clear copywriting and gain all the benefits that we've discussed today.
Amen. And I want to let you know that if you get inside the course and it's not for you for whatever reason, just let us know. We'll give you your money back.
There you go.
No hassle. No trouble. It's not for everybody. I think it is for everybody, but not everybody thinks so. So if you get in there and you think, oh, this is too much work, or I don't really want to make this much money, or I don't want to have this much prosperity in my life, or whatever your reasoning is, you don't have to give me a reason at all. It can be no reason. You can just say, I don't like the sound of your voice anymore, Ray. We'll give you your money back. It's totally cool with me.
Awesome. Ray Edwards, thank you so much for coming on the show, for being a valued friend in my life, and for radically helping me transform the effectiveness of my message in the world and my ability to communicate clearly, crystal clearly, communicating how I can do what it is that God has called me to do in the lives of other people in this world.
Thank you, Cliff. I'm blessed to have you in my life.